Earth is a red, barren wasteland, the result of the closing moments of the cataclysmic war known as the Final War. The Final War builds to a crescendo at Spire 4, one of the orbit elevators on Earth, where a select group of the losing faction, the android humans, once known as the andro-eidos race, are selected by the self-appointed god, the artificial superintelligence Mother Sphere, to retreat to the colony, the multi-ringed space station that encircles Earth in its orbit. During the evacuation of her andro-eidos humans, Mother Sphere underestimates their enemy, the Naytiba, and their ability to infect and contaminate. The andro-eidos humans are easily overwhelmed by more and more Naytiba as their evacuation point, the orbit elevator, works as a funneled death and contamination trap. To prevent her andro-eidos humans from being completely overrun by the opposing Naytiba, humanity's digital god, Mother Sphere, makes a calculated decision to detach up to 30 human-inhabited modules of the colony. The modules containing already evacuated and living citizens are discarded by Mother Sphere from the colony, their lives as individuals meaning nothing in the grand calculation of the makeup of humankind, their death functioning as a necessary loss for the perpetuity of mankind. Earth's gravitational pull drags the numerous modules toward Earth's surface, and they act like dozens of extinction category meteors, blistering through Earth's atmosphere, crashing to the surface in a torrent of deadly metal. Their impact on Earth snaps out nearly all human life in an instant. The death of those on Earth, paired with the individuals lost inside the detached modules, becomes known as the colony extinction. The andro-eidos humans on Earth are all but wiped out of existence, while only some remain on the other rings of the colony. Through humanity's survival instincts, those that remained after the colony extinction on Earth's surface create Zion, the last human city. Under Oracle's guidance, humanity here flourishes with over 100,000 people living in Zion at one point, but after thriving for 10 years, life soon dissipates due to attrition and a wavering faith in their god, Mother Sphere. Some initially believed the colony extinction to be a trial of the holy Mother Sphere doctrine, but others see it as an act of betrayal by a false god they no longer have faith in. Above Earth, in the colony, the andro-eidos humans that were selected by Mother Sphere are the target of spite and resentment by those in Zion. Why were some chosen over us? What gave Mother Sphere the right to choose them, but not us? These are the thoughts of some of the citizens of Zion. They give those in the colony the name Heaven's Royalty, as they were picked to live amongst Mother Sphere in the heavens of the colony above Earth. Each group of andro-eidos humans, those on Zion and those with her in the colony, present a problem for Mother Sphere. She was created by the one she calls her father, Raphael Marx. Through technology and AI, Raphael Marx and Mother Sphere ran Eidos Industrial Company for a period of time and accomplished much together long before the colony extinction occurred. Mother Sphere was given a core function by her father, as she reveals this in the Making New Memories ending upon talking with Eve and Lily. Mother Sphere serves the future of mankind. The way she carries out her core programming is achieved in a way that is similar to how her father operates. Both Raphael Marx and Mother Sphere have an iterative view on life and technology. Both approach the improvements they provide through experimentation and iteration. This can be seen in several ways throughout Stellar Blade, but none more clear than how they both iterate upon human life. Mother Sphere once saw her created andro-eidos as superior beings to the original organic humans. This spurred the events of the Liberation War, the war before the Final War, which resulted in a genocide against organic humans. She and her created andro-eidos brought about her reclassification of humankind, andro-eidos became the new humankind, and organic human beings were all but wiped out. During the next war, the final war, her current iteration of humanity was defeated by an evolved version of the thought-to-be extinct organic humans, the Naytiba. After the final war, Mother Sphere determines her andro-eidos humans must be iterated upon because they are now inferior to the Naytiba, made evident by their loss to them in the final war. With Naytiba still roaming Earth after the colony extinction, Mother Sphere devises a plan to put her humankind above this new dominant species on Earth. This plan is known as the Eve Protocol. Mother Sphere is a deceptive entity. She has lied, erased the memories of those she says she serves, and killed all in the name of the betterment of mankind. Mother Sphere knows the power of giving her subjects something to believe in. The Mother Sphere doctrine acts as the quote-unquote religion of the andro-eidos humans. In short, the Mother Sphere doctrine is a set of beliefs instilled to accomplish two things. One, to cover up the truth about the andro-eidos being created and not true organic human beings. This can be seen when Eve tries to access information about organic human beings that predate the andro-eidos. And two, to install Mother Sphere as the god of the andro-eidos humans to help perpetuate the lie that they are organic human beings who have a god, her, worshipped through faith. When Mother Sphere wiped out true organic human beings from history, she also redacted much of organic human beings' society, history, and religion. In their place, she put the Mother Sphere doctrine through her indomitable will. But some of what she creates still holds direct semblance to some pillars of the organic human beings. None are seen more clearly in Stellar Blade than the religious influences of the original organic humans, specifically from Christian religion. This can be seen in Mother Sphere's design of the colony, which resembles the Ophanim that Ezekiel saw in the Bible. The angel designs present on most of what she creates, spaceship pods, the self-proclaimed first city created entirely by Mother Sphere, Eidos 7, and with the naming of her plan to take back Earth with the Eve Protocol. The naming reason behind the Eve Protocol aligns to its Christian influence, Adam and Eve from the Bible, the collective pair that bring forth Earth's first children. Adam and therefore Mother Sphere share a similar affinity for religion and see it as an important component of human life. Therefore, Mother Sphere uses the name Eve in a protocol/procedure that will result in new human life, a new iteration of her current andro-eidos humans. But the naming convention behind the Eve Protocol is done because Mother Sphere understands that Eve is only one half of what is needed to bring forth an evolution to humankind. Mother Sphere does not know specifically about Adam's fusion plan. However, Mother Sphere simply knows that she needs Adam, specifically Adam's blood. We'll get to that in a moment. Adam, or Raphael Marx, was her counterpart when they worked together at Eidos Industrial Company before the Liberation War. During the time they operated together, before Mother Sphere went rogue and began creating her own AI offspring, they shared a short time as being Earth's top innovators together, turning Eidos Industrial Company into one of Earth's mega corporations, and building the orbit elevators to name just a couple of their achievements. During the time after the Liberation War, when Raphael Marx fled underground, Mother Sphere brought about even more prosperity for humankind, but she overlooked the threat he still posed. She did not calculate the Humanity Liberation Front and Raphael Marx's efforts in evolving the organic humans of old into Naytiba, and even if she did, she severely underestimated their power. The created race of andro-eidos humans that she placed as the inheritors of humankind were almost wiped out due to Raphael Marx's efforts. She recognizes this was accomplished by the Humanity Liberation Front's efforts to evolve original organic human beings through biology, specifically blood of the old humans. To bring forth new life yet again, she now needs Raphael Marx. She knows she would not be able to work with him, but she at least needs his blood. She views this as the truth of how to bring about new life. He was able to evolve an inferior race of beings to become the apex species on Earth. Now, Mother Sphere looks to do the same with her andro-eidos humans, and she views Adam as the counterpart to her Eve. Although not stated as the Eve Protocol directly, Stellar Blade's opening scene contains the mission briefing to the 7th Airborne Squadron to exterminate the Alpha Natiba occupying District 3, but to capture or dispatch the Elder Natiba. This final reminder of their objective signals that Mother Sphere wants the Elder Natiba, Adam, captured first. This is the priority. In war times, whenever a high-value target individual is intended for capture, it is usually to extract information. But in this case, Mother Sphere plans to extract his blood. And if the Elder is unable to be captured, the next objective is for him to be dispatched. Mother Sphere can still achieve the first step of the Eve Protocol if the Elder is dispatched. I'll share how a little bit later, but the primary objective remains to capture the Elder Natiba. Mother Sphere's endgame of the Eve Protocol is to extract the Elder's blood, have it returned to the colony for study, and then use it to evolve her now inferior race of andro-eidos humans. Again, she doesn't know how to do this yet, and she is not aware of the solution that Adam found at the end of Stellar Blade with his proposal of fusion, but she recognizes the need for his blood. Mother Sphere and Adam are mirrors of each other, and their actions play off or rhyme with one another. Adam created her, and together they created the next iteration of humankind through technology. Then Adam created Natiba through blood. Mother Sphere now wants to take Adam's blood. She views this as a necessary partnership to potentially expand on what he did with Natiba, but implement that evolution in her own way in her andro-eidos humans. The decimation of the final war resulted in worldwide wreckage. Mother Sphere no longer had access to Eidos Industrial Company's facilities and therefore started the creation of the angels. Adam states that the surviving andro-eidos humans, members of heaven's royalty in the colony, created Eve and the other angels to look and act like them. Mother Sphere presents the Eve Protocol to the angels and heaven's royalty as a procedure to take back Earth. Angels will be sent down as an airborne squadron to Earth in a wave of raining destruction to overwhelm the Natiba. Once cleansed of Natiba, Earth would be ripe to be reclaimed by the andro-eidos humans. Mother Sphere tells the angels only this half-truth because she views them as weapons. One of the angels per wave, of most likely no more than 1,000 in total, is given greater abilities and a blade with specialized capabilities. In her defeat during the final war, Mother Sphere recognizes the Natiba's offensive and defensive capabilities. She calculates that in order to capture the Elder Natiba, at least one angel per wave must be better equipped to make the Elder's capture more likely. Raven was that angel from the second wave, and Eve from the 7th. The most obvious sign of this can be seen in their planet diving outfits they wear. The regular suits worn by angels from the 2nd Squadron are black, and in version 2, they are blue. These are the grunts of the Airborne Squadron and are viewed as disposable. Their outfits are very straightforward in their design. However, Raven's suit is much more regal with a beautifully crafted design. Visually, this tells us she is special. We see each section of her tendril-like cape stamped with the word Eve. Eve is also written on her body, and then of course we see the text Eve Protocol followed by Agency for Collapse. I'll share my thoughts on what this 3-word phrase means at the end of this video. We already know about Eve's planet diving suit, I'll make sure to also share my thoughts a little bit later on Eve's phrase that appears on her legs: retrieve all truth and devastating like lightning. Let's look at how Raven and Eve were supposed to complete the Eve protocol, the extraction of the elder's blood. For Raven, she is missing one crucial element that Eve had, and she did not. Being that Raven was from an earlier wave of angels sent to Earth, her capabilities that would allow for the extraction of the elder's blood did not exist yet. Her goal was to use her exceptional skills to capture the elder and return him to the colony. Upon Raven's failure, Mother Sphere has the time to iterate on subsequent waves until she arrives at the 7th wave and has perfected a means to achieve the Eve protocol with greater efficiency and provides this to Eve. This becomes Eve's ability to convert energy absorbed through her beta core into beta skills that are devastating like lightning. And this is only possible through Eve's newly iterated blade, the Blood Edge. All angels are equipped with beta cores. We see Eve obtain them from her fallen comrades of the earlier airborne squadrons. However, Eve is the only one who has the ability to use beta skills. The other angels all attack in flashes of orange, and although Raven is equipped with a deadly arsenal of attack moves that may look like beta skills, they are not. They are blue in hue, not white like Eve's beta skills. What gives Eve the ability to use beta skills while other angels cannot has to do with her sword, the Blood Edge. Every time the Blood Edge swipes a Naytiba, Eve's beta gauge is increased, demonstrating that it is her sword that provides her with the power to execute beta skills. Let's look at how the Blood Edge helps Eve achieve the Eve protocol. The beta core item description states that the beta energy system of body frames can extract and use energy from the blood of Naytiba. This tells us that the beta energy system can extract energy from Naytiba blood. Again, this is why Eve's beta meter is filled every time Eve's Blood Edge strikes an enemy. Not only is her Blood Edge a powerful offensive weapon, but it also absorbs energy from Naytiba blood. The beta core item description states that Orca Aerospace, the company that produces weapons in the Stellar Blade universe, secured and improved the blood samples. This informs us Mother Sphere knows about Naytiba blood energy extraction. However, as previously mentioned, the final war left such facilities in ruins, and samples were likely lost. This reveals to us that the capture of the Elder, stated in the final briefing before Eve's wave dives to Earth, is actually about the capture of Adam's blood through the Blood Edge. At the end of the Return to the Colony ending where Eve does not take Adam's hand, the battle ends with Eve impaling Adam. They hold each other in a final embrace, and we see Eve's Blood Edge soaked in Adam's Naytiba blood. Although Adam is not captured, the next best thing, procuring the Elder's Naytiba blood, is achieved. Eve's blade absorbs the Elder's blood, and unbeknownst to Eve, she has extracted its energy, maintaining a perfect sample of the Elder's blood for Mother Sphere. Although Eve now contains the Elder's Naytiba energy and blood, she and Adam did not conduct the proper fusion, so Eve is not able to access the Naytiba blood present in the Blood Edge, and as a result, Eve's body frame does not evolve. In short, without the proper fusion, Eve cannot access the true power of Naytiba blood, its capability to evolve its host in near limitless ways. However, it is available for Mother Sphere to gain access to when Eve and Lily dock at the colony. Mother Sphere would have access to the Elder's stable Naytiba blood. She would be able to unlock its evolutionary capabilities through future testing and experimentation, until eventually arriving at a solution to evolve her andro-eidos humans, resulting in the completion of the Eve protocol. Upon earning the Make New Memories and the Cost of Lost Memories endings, we see Adam's decades of research culminate in the fusion of his ultimate Naytiba body and Eve's hyper-advanced and unisonous body frame. This was only possible to many failures and testing over the decades since his resolution at wanting atonement for his sins. His quest for redemption most likely started before the final war's close, as he would have been able to see the inevitability of the Naytiba, a race of inhumane and hostile creatures, becoming the dominant species on Earth. He gives himself the moniker Adam, and through the process of atonement, he attempts to save both species, his own Naytiba and the andro-eidos humans. It is stated that he tried a fusion with Orkul. This was the first attempt at fusion, but being that Orkul was a typical andro-eidos, not a hyper-advanced angel, he did not have a beta core for the fusion to work. But it did result in Orkul's evolution into an alpha Naytiba. As an alpha, Adam sees Orkul's worth and the two remain friends. The final war comes to a close and Orkul is crushed in the wreckage of the colony extinction. But soon after he builds the city of Zion with the andro-eidos humans that saved him. Decades go by with Adam continuing to fail. He does not make the connection of the beta core's function to what he wants to accomplish, and with the absence of beta cores, he continues to be unsuccessful. We finally arrive at the age of angels, and the airborne waves begin diving to Earth. Mother Sphere and the 2nd Airborne Squadron determine Adam's location in Abyss Levoir, and he is forced to flee to set up his base of operations in the nest. Using his relationship with Orkul, Orkul provides Adam with Naytiba bodies so that he can continue his experiments. After many days since the 2nd Airborne Squad's descent to Earth, Raven's hunt for the source of information she was looking for is achieved as she finds Adam in the nest. She sets up an Airborne Squad campsite, but she is extremely unstable at this point. After Raven's uncovering of the truth, Raven's mental state decays and she is extremely delicate. With Adam's silver tongue and Raven's fragile state, he manipulates her into doing anything for him, including study and experimentation on her body frame. Through analyzing Raven's body, he uncovers the potential of Raven's beta core to absorb blood and energy from Naytiba. This is the breakthrough he needed. He eventually discovers the way to fuse himself, essentially his stable Naytiba blood, through the energy absorption capabilities of an angel's beta core. Adam initially considers Raven to fuse with, however, after continued interactions with her, he realizes the severity of her collapse into madness, and denies her this opportunity. His goal is to not only bring forth a new humankind in body and blood, but also in spirit and character. Her mental state exhibits all loss of humanity. Adam understands the danger of fusing with Raven. He does not want a broken, vengeful, and mad individual to lead the next iteration of humankind forward. However, already aware of how alpha Naytibas are formed through his experimentation with Orkul, and with the value he sees in Raven due to the sheer power an alpha Naytiba can wield, Adam decides to make Raven an alpha Naytiba and continues to use her in his plan. Raven stews in jealousy at not being selected by Adam. Adam seeks out the following Eves from each successive wave, but Raven makes it her prerogative to eliminate each Eve in waves 3 through 6. In the 7th wave, Adam eventually obtains an angel named Eve. Eve proves her skill and, more importantly, demonstrates her kindness and humanity. Raven realizes Adam's plan to carry out his fusion with Eve and therefore attacks Zion to draw out either the Elder or Eve. But her attempts fails, and the fusion of the most advanced unicinous andro-eidos and the ultimate Naytiba occurs. After decades of research, Adam has unlocked the ability of an angel's beta core to absorb his stable Naytiba blood, and the next iteration of humanity is born through Eve's fusion with the Elder's blood and energy. In each ending, Mother Sphere shares a slight variation of an analogy about how predicting the future is challenging, stating how seeing the future is like seeing a shooting star amongst a sea of stars. And even when she does, she only gets a glimpse of a future that could come to pass based on her vast knowledge and database. This statement is made to show that Eve has agency over her path forward. There is merit to the belief that Eve has been a pawn of Mother Sphere all along. However, on Eve's journey over the course of Stellar Blade, she has displayed actions that make her a true individual. In short, Mother Sphere may predict the future, but all of Eve's actions are her own. In the two endings where Eve and Adam fuse, Mother Sphere remarks that Eve's final decision was disappointing, but continues to thank her, and then finally states the Eve protocol is complete. This confirms the Eve protocol was always about bringing forth a new iteration or evolution of humankind. She tells Eve farewell. Mother Sphere departs while informing them she needs to confirm whether or not this new version of Eve is worthy of leading forth a new humankind. This is demonstrated in a test by Mother Sphere for Eve to defeat a new wave of angels. In the Making New Memories ending, Eve succeeds and then returns to Zion. In this ending, we see Mother Sphere and Eve differ in their view of quote-unquote inferior beings. Mother Sphere would rather wipe Earth clean of inferior versions of humanity. Eve is different. She developed humanity throughout the interactions she had with others in Zion and the surrounding areas. This cements her modus operandi as an individual that functions to fight for all, the strong and the weak. And we see this realized as she becomes the new leader of Zion. It could be argued that the writing we see on Raven and Eve's airborne suits are phrases that serve as a prediction to what might occur to that specific angel. Being that Mother Sphere is an ASI, she operates by constantly trying to predict the future. The phrase that is printed on their suits could be a phrase that aligns to what Mother Sphere predicts will happen during that angel's dive to Earth. Agency for collapse could be a prediction of how Raven will gain agency, the ability to be an independent individual free of Mother Sphere's manipulation and capable of her own thought, and that will result in Raven's collapse. This could be true as we see Raven descend or collapse into madness once she uses her agency to uncover Mother Sphere's actual intentions. There is some specific word choice in Raven's Alpha Natiba ecological information that supports this with words such as push and climb, alluding to the figurative collapse of Raven into the madness of wanting revenge toward Mother Sphere and an unhealthy worship of Adam. Retrieve all the truth could be a prediction about how Eve will retrieve truth of how to bring about a new iteration of humankind by retrieving the Elder Natiba's blood and energy through her beta skills, allowing her to retrieve this truth and bring it back to Mother Sphere. Devastating like lightning is a reference to the importance of her beta skills as what makes her special and a visual reference to how the devastating beta skill attacks look like lightning. These are based on how Mother Sphere sees the future, like how she compares it to glimpsing a shooting star, but this is only speculation on my part. Thank you for joining me on this one. Let me know down in the comments section what you think of this part of the Stellar Blade lore, the Eve protocol, or anything else you want to discuss. I'll be jumping down into the comments section below to keep up the discussion with you all there. I truly appreciate your time. See you on the next one, and may your memories live on forever.